Good morning, everybody. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Welcome to my Facebook Live this morning. I appreciate you joining me. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in Brackley in Northamptonshire in the UK, and I'm using a stamp set and die set that is retiring at the end of June. I have double checked that they're both still in stock, because there's nothing more frustrating than me demonstrating something that you're then unable to purchase. Let me just mute my phone so we don't get interrupted. Go. Sorry about that. So this is the stamp set. It's called Pretty Perennials, as you can see, and it has a whole series of floral images. So we have 1, 2, 3 main images, and then we have this one here, this one that can have these added to it. And then this goes inside of that, and then we have a leaf, various stalks, various different centres, and some smaller sets of leaves for the smaller flower. And then it's got some useful sentiments. So it's got a large happy, and then you've got happy for you, happy birthday, you make me happy, sending lots of happy, and happy mail. So a good combination. I like the style of these. And also the happy. I know a lot of people fussy cut the happy out. I think I did it once. Let's put it that way. So it has some matching dies. Now this stamp set is now half price at £8.50. It was £17. It is a photopolymer stamp set, as you can see. Which makes it really easy to stamp and to line up. And then the dies, oh excuse me, there's 23 dies altogether, a bit hard for you to see them all, and they obviously cut out the main floral images. So you've got the large flowers here, you've got the smaller flower, you've got the leaves. It then also has some detail with these little dies here, which I've cut out for you to see. So these can be layered onto your stamped images, for example, or they can be cut out with the open flowers to make a complete flower in its own right. Various middles, and then we also have this lovely frond here. And this is so useful to tuck behind flowers. You could cut one of these off, so you just have one. You could cut it here, so you've got a 2 and a 1. It's just a really nice style that will go with lots of different leaves. So the Perennial Petals dies are also half price, and these are £15 instead of £30. Just beware, if you do want to order these online, the bundle price is still on there, but it's not the reduced price. I have no idea why they leave the bundle price in at full price when both of the items are available at half price. Who knows? But so Perennial Petals dies 15, the Pretty Perennial stamp set £8.50. So you can have both of those for £23.50 in my calculation. So hi Carol, hi Monica, Carol E or Carol G, depending on which one you would like to be. Let me just find you on my phone, and then I don't have to keep stretching across to see who's watching. So bear with me 1 second, if my phone would just find us. So I had fun with the Snailed It stamp yesterday, so I thought I would reuse this layout for our card today. Hi Lynn, Monica, Carol and Carol. So this is the one I did yesterday, which we had great fun with. So I thought I would use this layout for today's card with some flowers on the front and then some stamped flowers on the inside. So that's my plan. And I've got as far as cutting out a few die cuts, and I have done a little bit of stamping because I wanted you to see the flowers and things here. So I think what I'm going to do is, and I've gone for purples today because I haven't used purples for a little while. I'm just having a look to see. I'd used pinks, I've used blues, yellows, obviously greens yesterday, so I thought I would use purples today. So I'm going to grab a card and do my circle first. That's going to be my starting point, and then work from there. So let me grab a Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape base card. See what I find first. I have Gorgeous Grape, but I think I'm actually going to switch that to Highland Heather. Sorry. There we go. Perfect. So I hope everybody is well today. Another lovely day for us here in the UK, but I think this is the last of our nice weather for a little while, according to the forecaster here. So I'm going to just score this at 10.5, so I've got a folded card, like so, and cut this layer that's going to go inside. So I'm going to stamp my inside layer and build some flowers on the outside, I think. Might reverse that, of course. So this is 14.35, so just got a small ½ centimetre gap, so effectively 1/4 centimetre all the way around. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, I agree, Carol, about fussy cutting the happy. I know a lot of people do, but yes, what would work nicely with this in collaboration would be the Biggest Wish, which has got that nice big block happy as well. And we did have a die set that had the word happy in. Can't for the life of me think which one it was now. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this and score it. I must remember to move up my page slightly, on my desk rather. Okay, let's just move these out of the way, so I don't want the reflection. So it is a really pretty set. So I'm going to pop that in the inside, and actually I might put my circle at the top and my sentiment underneath, just for something different. Let's give it a go. Okay, so just centralising that. I'm really just doing that by sight, but pushing the punch right the way down to the end. You could use a die, obviously, especially if you used a stitched die of some kind. You could use a shape die as well, that would work. So there is that. Okay, and this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle there, so I can see that's the area for my image to go. Just going to draw that in pencil. which I have here. And that way I can work on this piece, and if I make an error or I'm not happy with it, I can just replace it with another piece. So that's the area for my picture. So a bit like this one here, we had that down there. This one is going to be in the center. And so I think what I'm going to do is, what am I going to build on the outside? I think I am. Build some flowers here. So I can use a combination of die cuts. I've got some stamped images here, which I'm going to do some in the middle. I am going to go outside of the circle a little bit, but only a small amount. So I might just use the smaller flowers for that. So I'm just working out where my sentiment will go. If I have just going to put a few bits and pieces here. This is not the finished article, but I just want to see how this might sit. Okay, so I might just add for you, just a small sentiment in there, although it could get away with a larger one. But happier is too big. So I think I'm going to put for you on a label like this. So what I could do is do a strip across the bottom, just to ground that. Okay, let's have a go. So let's do a little bit of stamping on our inside. So I've got the flower, I've got the leaf, but I'm going to switch out the flowers for the small ones. So I'm going to use Highland Heather, which gorgeous grape, as my sort of insert for the middle. Oops, the middle of the flower. So let's grab the small flower, and it's got this little sort of hand-drawn middle, but I quite like the tiny little dots. So let's have a look. Just going to grab some small blocks. So now we're back at coffee and card. I find that when I'm sort of midweek, I've got bits all over the place. So do excuse me. Right, let us have a look. Put these to one side. Got my tiny little dot there. So I'm not planning on doing a great deal of masking or anything. I might do a little bit, but I just want to keep this nice, clean and simple. I am going to rub out a little bit of those lines where I'm working, because once I've inked them up, the lines aren't going to come out particularly well once they've got ink on top of them. So just lightly moving that, so I've got an area that I'm going to work on here. So this is Highland Heather. Let me grab a piece to put underneath so I can stamp off if I need to. Okay. And this has got a really pretty watercolour effect. So it's like a distinctive stamp in that it does all the work for you. So what's nice is if you're not a fan of, oh, just put my finger on that. No. If you're not a fan of colouring in, then a stamp set like this is perfect. So I've just put ink on the bottom here. So I'm going to do that again. I'm slightly out of sorts, you might notice this morning. only because I was a bit poorly last night, so I'm fine this morning, but it's obviously just put me slightly out of sorts. Okay, there we go. Right, let's try again. Okay, done it again. I've got something on my fingers. Let me just use some antibacterial and rinse that off and start again with a new piece of paper. Let me have a look at your comments while I'm doing that. Hi Jeanette. Oh no, nothing serious, just, I don't know, something just disagreed with me. Right, I've wiped my hands, so I'm going to start that again. Oh dear, best laid plans. So I sent the snail dip card to my mum on Monday, and purples, as you probably know, I'll have told you before, that is one of my mum's favourite colours. So I think this could be for her. I'm hoping the staff received their one, which I sent them last week. Right, okay. Third time lucky. Thanks for persevering, everybody. Okay. So I'm so glad I didn't stick that down. Okay. That's it. Just enough to be able to see. What I could do is add a few in here, but right, let's give it a go. Hey ho! Can I blame the heat? Would that work? Okay. Let's have a larger one here up on the right. Going to pop it in and see what it looks like. Yep, that works. So you get a little image of it from the outside, and then you get the full bit on the inside. So let's put another one here, and then we'll add some centers and some leaves. So I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape for my centers. And I do like this one with the little dots, so I'm actually going to use that for all of them. 2, 3. And then with the leaf images, you've got this little one here and you've got the outline. So you can do 3 things with that. You can stamp that on its own. You could stamp the outline on its own and fill with using a blends pen or a Stamp and Write marker, or you could do both of those. Because I've kept this in its watercolour state, I'm just going to use the plain little leaves, like so. Try not to lose that in the meantime. Okay, and I've got Granny Apple Green here for my leaves. So on the basis I've been putting my fingers in everything, let us do that. Let me rub out some of this here. Now I can go back in and add a few bits if I want to, but I quite like this sort of you know, sort of a third to a half. There we go. I don't want to go mad in case I catch the ink. I bet you're all going, oh, she's going to catch the ink. Okay, So these are our cute little leaves. Okay, so I can stamp and stamp off. If I want a lighter version, like so. So as I said, I could mask this entirely if I wanted to, but I'm happy with it just sitting next to the flowers. Just because they're just sweet in their own right, aren't they? Let's have a look at how that's looking in here. Perfect. Add another one. Like so. I want to add something in there, I've decided. So I'm just going to put this extra one in there. And then, oops. My dots in there. Okay, let's have a look and see what that looks like. Like so. So quite like that. It's only, you only see part of it, and then when you open up you've got that bit. So I think what I'm actually going to do is take this up to the top and bring this I'm wondering whether to bring it down. What I want to do is anchor it somewhere, although it does look quite pretty actually. Perhaps I will be cautious and leave it. Hi Katie. Oh, Monica's had internet problems. Oh, bless you. Okay, so that's going to be our inside, and in fact I could put my happy birthday in here and then for you on the outside, for you happy birthday, couldn't I? So I think I might do that, but I'm tempted to make that a little S shape. I don't know, I'll see. I can add it in, can't I? Okay, so what I want to do now is decorate the outside, and I've got a number of things that I can do. So on our example that we had yesterday, this one here, I had 2 strips of designer paper. So obviously I've got this one a little bit higher because I came in from the top rather than the side. So there's not really enough room to add one here to the top, but I could put a layer across here to connect the flowers to it. So in here I have our Brights in colour papers, which will have the gorgeous grape, and it also has the granny apple green. So let's see which one would look best. Here's one that's been hacked at. It's got that little flower, but I do like this crisscross. It's almost gingham, isn't it? So that's our in colour paper pack. So I could do a strip of this or a strip of the green. That's my temptation, is that one. So I'm just going to trim that down. Oh, hi Vanessa. Oh, thank you, Sue. So, oh, it's evening for you, Sue, isn't it, in Australia? I was thinking you were up early, but no, you're not. You're up late. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this. So this is an inch, about 2.5 centimetres. What would really be nice might be to use one of the border dies to do a fancy edge rather than a straight one. I think I'm going to stick with this on the basis that I'm not 100%. And maybe work with the border dies tomorrow. How about that? So my plan is to add that like that, and then die cut some of these, or just die cut some plain ones and add them. So I've got this lovely, I really want to use this lovely front here, like so. So then what I could do is just die cut the plain shapes, not even stamped, for the front. I've got some other leaves and things that I can add in. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me just grab bits of card. So I could actually die cut these ones that I've got here. This one and this one. So let's put that to one side. Find the dies for these. So there's that one there. And I think what I'll do is stamp and cut out a couple of the small ones as well. So just going to cut this. I'm using my small cut and emboss, my desktop one, so I'm just going to use those two like that, and then stamp a small flower. Then that will be in keeping with my inside pieces. That's my plan. Best laid plans and all that. So let's stamp a couple of these like so. I'm going to add the dots in the middle. So it is such a pretty stamp set, £8.50, even if you didn't have the dies. It's just so cute. And the fact you've got sentiments as well is good. So, mini die cutting machine and my two dies. Let's move these out of the way. Okay, I'm going to try not to bump my camera again today. Hi Sam. Got the skeleton flower in white to stand out. Oh, I could. Yep, I can certainly try that. Lynn. Right. So let's try this. Sorry if it's sort of taking centre stage, isn't it really? Okay, so I'm just going to cut one of these out. There is an well, I'll say there is an exact match. There is a little bit, there's a white border around the edge of the flower. So I'm not sure I've got that in exactly the right position, but it will do for our purposes, I'm sure. Put that in there. Do it gently so as not to knock the camera. I don't want to make you all seasick. Okay, so there's one. Let's try this. I'm not sure I like it with the white. I might have to cut it out of Yes, I don't like the white background, so bear with me a second. So I've got two options. Let me show you what I mean. I don't like this here. So what I can do is cut out the same image on a piece of Highland Heather. I could stamp on the Highland Heather. No, let me just cut it out and see. Sorry, I'm being very indecisive. Let's just cut a piece and see. It might not stand out, although I am going to put it onto the patterned piece. So. And I like your idea, Lynn, of the piece in white as a detail. So let's try that first. Oh, I took the wrong end. Oh dear. Let's turn this round. I don't want to be winding unnecessarily. Go. There we are. So we have these pieces here that can be doubled up. Let me cut another one of those, and I'll try it in white as well to see what that looks like. Thank you, Lynn. Maybe it needs the big one as well. And this is the one that matches the big one. See if that will fit. That's what you call close. Might be asking for trouble with that. Just let's do it one at a time. I'm hoping that's going to work on there. It's really not my day, is it? Right, let's put a bit of tape on here. Okay, let's try that. Come on. I don't know why it's not. It's because I've got a bit of a bump in the middle. Come on. Come on. Sorry, ladies. Further up. It really doesn't like this, does it? Let me turn this blade around. I might be back at plan A in a minute. No. Okay. Scrap that plan for the minute. I'll have to have a look at that and see why that's not working. Let me try the small one. I don't know what I've done differently, but it suddenly doesn't want to play the game. you're pleased to know that it happens to the best of us. There we go. Right, let's have a look and see. What do we have that we can work with now? Okay. So this is my plan. This one here, this one sort of coming over like that, and then let's just curl these up. So I can stamp on these to get the middle bit if I wish, or I could use, got a middle here, it's the wrong colour. This one would certainly go on it, and these two on either side. So let me put this on. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue in the centre of that. Oops. And I'll probably put a gem, as I've got my pastel pearls that will fit this. Okay, right, let's add this. So just measuring that so I know how much glue to put on. Yep. And I've left a little overlap either side so I can trim it down. So. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. Oh, that's a good idea, Monica. Inking the edges. Yes, I like that idea. Oh, this one, do you mean? Yes, thanks, Vanessa. I should have turned the plates around. There's so many different things you can try out there, and usually I don't have a problem. Okay. So just trimming this either side. Like so. Okay. I'm happy with that for my inside, keeping that out of the way for the minute. And then I'm going to add this. I like the way that sort of follows in there. So I'm just going to dot a little bit of glue on the main part of the stalk. Like so. I don't mind if it's not attached all the way up. There we go. That's that. Okay, let's have a look at these flowers. So Vanessa suggested using a blending brush on that. I like that idea. Let me try that. I assume that was the one you meant. Go into my purple blending brush. Well, pink purple. and some Highland Heather. I'll keep that one as pink. I'll put a new one here. Let's see what that looks like. It's just quite a light heather. I could have also stamped in Gorgeous Grape onto the Highland Heather card. That would have been another way to do it, wouldn't it? There we go. Okay, let's see what we have that we can looking for my little flowers now. Here they are. So I've got these ones here, and I've also got some leaves if I want them, and I might stamp the centres of those. Let's have a look with our little dots. One, two. That's quite sweet, isn't it? Not sure about that at all now. Sorry. I'm not even sure about that. Isn't it funny how but I do like these. I think what I'm going to do is edge those in Gorgeous Grape and do another one. I could pick them up. Go. Go. So it gives it a bit of detail then, doesn't it? I think I'm going to do a third one. Let me just grab another piece. I might do one in Gorgeous Grape, or I could do one in, although it won't really stand out, will it, against that. Let's get a scrap of Gorgeous Grape here and do one of those in that. There we go. Voila. Right. We will get there in the end. Here we go. Sorry everybody, I know this is just off your screens as well, isn't it? So There we are. Right, make sure I don't lose my little die in the meantime. Oh, there were two of those. Look, I could have cut two at the same time. Oh dear. Never mind. I'm sure you'll bear with me. Okay, let's cover that up for a minute. Okay, so now I have 3 of these cute little flowers. So, do I need an extra leaf? There we go, that's better. I'm happier with that. Okay, so these are going to go up on dimensionals. Let me see. Oh, it's £7.50 for you. Yes, turn the plates around, that was a good one. And also move the die cut to the side as well, rather than having it in the centre. Okay. Okay. So just creasing these edges, like so. Like that. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There is some smaller dies for flowers, so I might add in a few more after. I left myself enough space. That's better. There we go. I'm going to tuck this little one under there with a little bit of glue, and then add our sentiment and our inner, and we are finally done. Or should I put that under there? No, it's fine there. Okay, so sentiment I'm going to do for you and pop that down there, just on a little strip of white, which I have here. I'm going to stab that in gorgeous grape, so it's nice and bold. There we go. And then while I've got this piece out, I'm going to add happy birthday. Oh, I was going to send it to my mum, wasn't I? I'll do sending lots of happy. That's what I'll do. Get a bigger block for that. Not that big. This one will do nicely. So I'm actually going to put the happy down first. Oh yes, I don't want to do that because it will come up in the window, so I'm going to do it down here. So I just wanted to make sure I had space for my happy to go in. There we go. Sending lots of. Thank you for being patient with me today, everybody. Oh dear. It's the way it goes, isn't it? You can't be on form every day. Just want to stamp this off first to make sure it hasn't got any cat hairs or anything else on it. Oh, that's perfect. Just getting it the best position for it, really. So because it's photopolymer, I leave it on the card just a little bit longer than I might do normally. Whew. Got there, everybody. So that's my inside. Like that, and my little for you is going to go there. Just going to cut this out freehand. This has got glue on them there. So, and then if I've got a little bit of ribbon, I might put that either in this corner or in here. Let's see. I have some of this gorgeous grape ribbon. Let's have a look and see. Do a little bow because my mum likes ribbons and things. Just a little one like that. Just an offcut anyway, so I'm not being too precious about that little bit. So what do you think? In there, I think. Otherwise it looks a bit, although that does look quite nice. Is it a bit squashed? It's a bit heavy down here on the right hand side, isn't it? So I think that does our little balancing act for us, doesn't it? Whew, we got there in the end, folks. So honestly, it is a really easy set to use. I just made a bit of a mess of initially the stamping and then the die cutting. There we go. I'm going to stick that on with a glue dot. Check your observations. See if you had anything to add. go. And stick this in. I think that makes a really pretty front card actually. Okay, let's just add this in, a little bit of glue top and bottom. And just centralise this on my card. Turning it over. Make sure I don't get any inky fingers on it. There we go. Finally. This is our Pretty Perennials card. So the stamp set is half price at £8.50. The whole set of dies are half price at £15. There's our inside and there's our front. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me have a look at your comments and move that out of the light because I know it does reflect rather. Oh, bless you, Carol. It did work out in the end, thank goodness. Thanks, Carol, the other Carol. I'm sure my mum will like it. Edge the little flowers. The little flowers. What, these ones here? So they've been edged with blending brush and gorgeous grape. Is that what you mean? I could also add the tiny little die cut flowers, which are these ones here. Even smaller, so I could do a few of those dotted in. Oh, I haven't done my bling, but I'm not sure it needs any bling actually, because these are up on dimensionals. I might cut out a few of these little ones and dot them around. I'm not sure. My mum likes things fairly plain and simple, so there we go. Thank you so much. Whew. Can I have a cup of coffee now, please? Oh dear. Hey ho. Anyway, thank you for putting up with me and bearing with me. I hope you liked the card that we made today. So, Pretty Perennials. Really cute set. Available to the end of June only, and while stocks last. So I did check this morning. They're both still available, the stamps and the dies. Okay, enjoy your day. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday, at 7 p.m. here for another in our series of retiring items. And I look forward to catching up with you then. So for those of you that are up in the morning, have a good day ahead of you. For those of you that are there in the evening, thank you. Then enjoy your evening, and I look forward to catching up with you all really soon. Thanks for your time, thanks for your attention and your kind thoughts. Yes, coffee, Carol. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.